So we're going to discuss repairing an oxygen flow meter where your ball is floating and you can't turn it off. So the first thing is that we want to make sure that the ball is actually stuck or floating, because you can't turn this completely off. If you can turn this up and down, but every time you get down it kind of just floats a little bit up there, and you come to a stop, then it's probably this valve has been over torqued and it's not shutting off. The and when we talk about this, we're talking about the Porter flow meters, which is this flow meter. There's also the key flow meter, which is a different style of flow meter. If you're having a problem with this flow meter, you probably need to give us a call. But the Porter flow meter, there are several different versions of this knob, and what we need is a 1/16 Allen wrench in this style of knob. You may also come across a knob that looks like this. If you do, this is a 3/32 Allen wrench. So what we're going to do is, if you look, there's holes on the side of this knob. On this particular knob, this is the newest version, and there's 2 holes. On the older versions, there's a single hole. And then on the really old versions, there's a single hole, but you'll see a screw that's almost flush with the knob itself. If you can see that screw, there's actually 2 screws. There's one on top of the other. So that first screw you'll need to remove out, and then when you put your 1/16 Allen wrench in there, there'll be another screw down below. On this particular one, there's 2 holes, so we're going to remove or loosen the screw. You do not need to back it all the way out, you just need to loosen it. Then the knob can come off, and then what we can do is we can shut the O2 completely off to where the ball is no longer floating, and then we can put this knob back on. Since this is a newer version, it will come to a stop, so when I put it on and I turn to the right, it comes to a firm stop. On the older versions, there may be a scar or a dent in this post, and you're going to want to try and put your screw into that dent in the post or that scar. But on this particular one, we're going to turn it all the way to the right, and we're going to just back it off a little bit. We're going to tighten down the screw so that that screw grips that post. And then I'm going to turn my flow meter on, make sure I can turn it all the way up. Looks like it's fitting really good. I still have one other screw to tighten, so we will tighten that screw as well. And I'm going to actually make sure they're nice and tight, so I'm going to use the shorter end and get a little bit more torque on both those screws. So then make sure, again, check it. You may, on the older knobs, you may have to do this once or twice to get it to fit well, but it will work. Now, if you run into a situation where this does not work, and no matter what you do, you cannot turn it off, then this needle valve, that post system, has probably been damaged, and the internal parts have been damaged. So there is a repair for that, but you will need a whole new needle valve and knob. And so if you call us and get that needle valve and knob, it is a really easy piece to replace as well. So what you're going to do is you're going to disconnect your oxygen first, and then you are going to use a 9/16 wrench or a small adjustable wrench, and you're going to back this knob all the way off. You're going to loosen the knob, and then you're able to take the knob completely off, and the cartridge. You'll get a new knob and cartridge, and then you will be able to screw that in and get that nice and tight in there. And then once you get it, it's good hand tight, then you can tighten it with your wrench. Make sure you turn the knob all the way off. Reattach your oxygen, or turn your oxygen back on, and then you can check your oxygen flow. Thank you.